Beautiful, right? Inspiring. I know, should be the New York Times bestseller. You can stay like that. Wonky looking chair that probably wants to walk out of this frame. Today, I'm going to be trying miniature paper crafts. Let's get started. Welcome to my table. I should trademark that. Unless I'm not the first to coin that phrase, which is probably the most likely. The ultimate goal of today is for me to become the ultimate miniature paper craft master. To set myself up for success, I'm going to challenge myself with 5 levels of difficulty. So we'll start off with easy, and then we'll go to medium, hard, extreme, and then nearly impossible. I haven't decided what that'll be exactly, but wish me luck. Now, all this talking is making me a little bit thirsty. So for the easy level, we're going to make a miniature boba drink. Even though I can't really stomach boba, it looks aesthetically pleasing enough, so I'm just gonna make it. Now, my inspiration came from this video right here. They showed us a couple of miniature paper snacks, but they never showed us exactly how to make them, so I'm just kind of going off of my own intuition. First, I'm gonna take some white paper, purple colored pencil, and I'm just gonna color this thing purple. If you can guess what boba flavor I'm going to make, you are very familiar with Asian flavors. I appreciate you for that. I'm going over the places I colored. Okay, that looks about right. And also, don't you hate when stuff like this happens? Usually this happens when you're coloring over a rough surface and then it creates little like white parts. Not a fan. I'm going to cut this into a rectangle with some scissors. Okay, so this is what we have so far. The reason why we made a rectangle is so that we could curl it up so that we have a cylinder shape like this. To add in the boba, I'm going to bring in my black pen and I'm just going to draw a bunch of dots around the bottom. They're going to be dots or balls of varying sizes, although I think boba is supposed to be consistently the same size. I wonder how people with trypophobia drink boba. Okay, so this is what we have so far. I didn't draw the boba balls all the way towards the end because I'm going to use part of the end to connect the edges together like so. So now I'm just going to put a piece of tape along this line. Grab a piece. Oh, what is going on? Cover one of the boba balls, and this is what we have so far. This is not as miniature as I thought it would be. Definitely a decent size compared to my palm, but we're not exactly done yet. We still need to make the top, and also we need to add a straw because you're not just gonna drink boba by gulping it down from the corner. So next I'm going to take some of my scrap white paper and I'm going to use this to trace a circle onto the white paper. I don't have a pencil with me right now, so I'm just gonna use this. May or may not be a bad idea. What a circle. Let me just draw a circle by hand because I think that's easier. So this is what we have, and I'm just gonna cut this out. This actually looks like a pretty decent circle. So somehow I'm going to connect. Oh, the reason why I was very careless with tracing the circle is because I was gonna flip it over. Clearly that part is not entirely white. I'm just gonna have to stick with this side. Maybe I'll just tape the circle directly to the cylinder on the outside. I got some more pieces of tape. You know, this kind of works. You know, that looks okay, I guess. Your round blue friend is back. Things got serious as I brought in my second pair of scissors and went in with my double scissors technique. Next thing we need to do is to make the straw part. Try and cut a little slit. Yeah, I think that's good enough for now. Now to make the straw, I'm going to use some blue paper. Grab some tape, roll this into a cylinder. And here's our mini straw. Okay, I bent the paper a little bit, and here is our miniature paper boba. You know, the backside is still open, but since this is the easy level, I'm gonna go easy on myself and just call it a day with this. Now we're going to up the difficulty a little bit. I'm going to be making a bag of chips, which is the second miniature paper craft that is featured in this video right here. The bag of chips is more difficult than the boba in the sense that we actually have to put miniature chips inside the bag. For this craft, I'm going to use some yellow paper. Do you want to take a guess as to what my favorite flavor of chip is? It's sour cream and onion. Well, at least when it comes to certain American chip brands. I'm gonna fold this up a little bit. My rule is that the harder the difficulty, the smaller the paper craft has to be. I'm going to have to make sure that when I cut this, the bag will be smaller than this boba. There. Perfect. I'm going to color the front and the back green. I have my green marker here, and I'm just gonna color this. This side looks good, and now we're going to color in the back side as well. Maybe I should just open it like this. Next, I'm going to write sour cream and onion on the top and then draw a little oval underneath it. Honestly, the green by itself isn't really screaming sour cream and onion. I want to keep things as simple as possible. And the reason why I'm doing this is that I'm going to cut this out and make a little clear window. But for now, we're going to momentarily work on the backside.
I don't think so. No, 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 no.
Here's everything that we have so far. Maybe we can add some extra green onion detail with this yellow marker. I mean, it kind of looks like green onion. I'm gonna cut this little window out. I'm gonna have to bend the cover a little bit so I can get through to the middle. And now to create that glass window effect, I could just use my big tape, just laminate everything. That looks great, actually. So we're gonna fold along this edge, tape the sides closed. We're gonna work on making the chips. So I'm gonna use some more yellow paper. I'm actually going to color part of the paper orange, just so that it can stand out in the yellow background. To give this some at least chip texture, I'm going to add some black dots. Trypophobia viewers, I'm so sorry. You know what? Whatever. Let's just cut out little ovals to represent mini chips. Oh, I realized I probably need to color the other side too. And here are my chips. Honestly, they look more like cheese flavored chips, which is ironic because I hate cheese flavored chips, which is double ironic because I love cheese. All we have to do is to dump it to our chip bag. And then to give it the illusion that it's a bag of chips, I'm going to push the sides together so that it looks more 3D. And here is our bag of chips. Honestly, I think I prefer the boba more. The chances of me succeeding in the future levels are looking very bleak right now. Alright, this is where things are going to get a little bit tense. For the hard level, I'm going to make a miniature papercraft book. Is that really harder than the chip bag?
Yes.
I have two reasons to justify this. Not only do I have to make the book the same size as this chip bag or even smaller, I also have to make sure that I write an actual story inside the book. For the record, I am not a creative writer, but let's get started. First, I'm going to take my white paper. I really hope that this makes the book not too big or not too small that I can't even write in it. So first I'm gonna fold up one time, unfold, and then fold these edges to the center. This is about the same size, right? I'm gonna take that as a yes. Right, so now I'm gonna attempt to fold this into the pages of a book. The thing I was going to do is that I was going to fold it inwards, but then we only have 2 pages, which is not really a book. So that means we're going to have to fold to the center one more time. Maybe let's just fold one side to the center, see what happens. Let's accordion to the center and pray that we have at least 3 pages. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, that looks good enough. We're going to make a cover for these pages. So I'm gonna take some red construction paper, which is not the prettiest red. I'm just gonna cut up a random piece of paper. We're going to use this edge to measure how much we need to fold up. Pages need to be inside the edges of the cover. Okay, that looks good. Fold this over to trim a piece of this off. We have a little gap for this to be tucked in. What I meant by 3 pages was 3 pages of these flaps. Too lazy to fix this because I want to get onto the creative writing portion. I spent countless minutes thinking of what to write in this miniature book, just a tad bit smaller than the paper chips. I thought I was going to be eternally stuck and I wouldn't be able to finish filming this video, but I remembered I made this. And it's a very meaningful story about how this random person walks up to a rock and stares. Beautiful, right? Inspiring. I know, should be the New York Times bestseller. So I was thinking that maybe this could be the continuation because we don't really know what happens after he stares at a rock. Phew, that was a lot of planning. We got the story written. I wanted to draw the cover with you guys. I added this white rectangle. The first book also had like a white piece. Alright, so without further ado, let me present to you The Life of Somebody Part 2. He picks up the rock. The rock stares back as if it's a contest. His stare too grows fierce. But never let it know your next move. What kind of a sequel was that? Hear me out here. Sometimes people just want to provoke you and get a reaction from you. This rock is staring back at the stick figure man. He wants to win a staring contest so that he can win and laugh at his face. But this stick man is smart. He pretends like he is being lured into the rock's trap, but he doesn't let the rock know his next move But the moral of the story is that if somebody is trying to rage bait you, be calm, be classy about it, and just ignore them. Anyways, that was a long talk. This is what we have so far. It's actually the next day. Overnight, I had a little bit of a change in heart. I did say at the beginning of this video that the more I progress into this challenge, the smaller the paper crafts have to be. I felt like there was something missing in this challenge, and I wanted everything that I made in this video to be connected to each other. So my goal now is to still make miniature paper crafts, but I want to make a diorama out of everything. While these next 2 miniature paper crafts may not be as small as these 3, they'll still be miniature. So for this difficulty, I'm going to be making a chair. For this paper craft, I have some wooden texture paper, just regular paper that has a wooden texture. I got this from a Japanese discount store. That was a long time ago, so I'm just using whatever I have left. I want to make those chairs that have a bunch of bars and rods. First, I'm going to try and make 4 rods for the legs of the chair. So I'm just going to cut out 1 long strip first, divide this into 4ths. I'm going to roll each square into a cylindrical shape on the long side. I also want to secure this, so I'm going to grab some glue tape, roll it on the edge, and this is what I have so far. I think I might need to make 2 more for the backrest actually. Wait, there's 1 more thing we need to do. Just like that. Now here's where things get a little bit more difficult. So now it's time to make the cushion. I'm going to use this pink gingham design. We need to make a cushion for the seat part, but also the backrest part. I drew the template designs for the cushion on the seat as well as the cushion for the back. I was referencing off of nothing, so I was really holding my breath here. After the hard work was done, I cut everything out, folded along the intended lines, and this is what I have so far. Now I'm going to try to assemble both the cushions. Now I'm just gonna press it together. Okay, and here is our backrest. Instead of attaching these pegs directly onto the cushion, I think I'm just gonna latch it onto the sides. In the final step, I need to figure out how to get these pegs onto the bottom. I'm going to cut a slit on all 4 rods and fold them outwards. I ran out of glue tape, give me a second. Back with some new glue tape, apply some glue tape, thereby flattening the cushion that I worked so hard to make 3D. Here is our wonky looking chair that probably wants to walk out of this frame because it's actually so embarrassing seeing how wobbly this looks. Things were actually going pretty good for me until I realized I had to attach the rods onto the chair and I had to flatten the cushion. Guys, I'm scared. The last difficulty traumatized me. Absolutely unconfident moving forward to this last level. Now take a look at these 4 paper crafts that I've made in this video so far. You want to take a guess as to what I'm going to be making for this impossible level? Oh, by the way, I added some paper strips to the sides just to give the rods extra stability. This time I'm going to be making a table. Now this might not sound difficult at first, but unlike the other 4 paper crafts, I just want to say now that I don't have any reference for this, and I'm not going to find a reference. I'm not looking at any inspiration, but I feel like a desk will really wrap everything together. Now what is a desk without some drawers? Luckily for me, I have a huge origami collection, so I already made a paper box, which I think will serve us well. I want to make 2 drawers, and I only have 1 of these, so I'm going to make a paper box for you guys. FYI, I'm not very good at teaching, so I cut out this square sheet of paper. First, I'm going to fold along each diagonal. We have a center point, and we're going to fold the 4 corners to the center. We're going to unfold everything, and then now we're going to fold each corner to the center of the fold we just made. We're going to turn it over, fold these edges to the center. Lift this trapezoid so that we can fold these 2 triangle parts to the center. Fold the trapezoid down, open it. I also made these blue drawer designs, if you will, and I'm just going to attach them onto a side of each box. They actually look pretty good. But now it's time to make the table part. First, I made this rectangular band so that we have a base for the drawers to insert. And then I also made a little slot to act as a divider. I could insert both drawers and I could just kind of pull them out. This is what we have so far. The drawers actually work, and that's pretty much all I care about. For the table part, I just made this paper extension on one of the edges, and I just attached that on top of the drawer. Now there's one more thing we need to do. Our last order of business, I made this blue circle to act as a coaster, and here is the desk all put together. Now, looking back at this construction versus the other difficulties, I'm now thinking that the chair was a lot more difficult than this desk. The amount of time I spent trying to finagle the rods onto the cushion part just kind of blows this one out of the water in terms of difficulty. But now it's time to make our diorama. Stand up here. I think the chair is too big for the desk. This is just a whole colossal mess. Everything's mismatched. There's a lot of things I could complain about. I really tried my best. The experience was very enjoyable. But thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Let me know what kind of content you'd like to see next, and I'll see you guys later. Meepyblues out.